Rainbows Are Circles, Episode 15, Inner Transformation Part 2 with Sherwin Ng. If you haven't listened to the first part of this conversation, I suggest listening to the previous episode, number 14, before you dive into this one. Today we'll be discussing why spiritual and healing work shouldn't be free, what it really takes to fulfill one's destiny, and why this quarantine time is a true gift that can help us evolve and become self-empowered. At the end of the episode, Sherwin will guide us through a powerful meditation that I think will leave you feeling lighter and brighter. I know it did for me. Are you ready? Welcome to Rainbows Are Circles, a podcast exploring human potential and everyday wonder. What possibilities open up for us when we explore life with optimism, curiosity, and an open mind? Join me, Julie Malari, as we wake up to wonder and speak with inspirational guests on the topics of personal development, alternative health, and even magical, mystical, yet often misunderstood practices. Are you ready? Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Rainbows Are Circles. I'm your host, Julie Malari. Thanks for tuning in. So just a little disclaimer before we jump into today's episode. When I was interviewing Sherwin, about halfway through, the program that I was using to record our conversation totally crashed, and it took us about 15 minutes to get back online and start recording again. Luckily, when I listened to the recording after the interview, Sherwin's audio for that second half was perfect, crystal clear. However, mine was just a bunch of static. And I was like, no, my greatest fear is that I forget to press record when I'm doing these podcasts. And my second greatest fear when doing these podcasts is that somehow the audio gets messed up. So I was really bummed when this happened. And initially I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just scrap the whole second part of the interview and just make it, the first part of the interview into one episode. But when I listened to the second half with Sherwin speaking, there was just so much great information that he was sharing that I couldn't just throw it away. It just seemed so wrong. So for this second half, for this episode, I re-recorded my questions or what I thought I said in questions or comment form, and I just sort of edited it into Sherwin's audio. So if it sounds a little bit choppy or it just doesn't seem to flow naturally, you'll understand why. But either way, it's got a lot of great information in here that Sherwin shares, and I think you're still going to get a lot of benefit from it. So without further ado, let's jump on in. Sherwin, tell us, when did you find your purpose?
When I found my purpose, the purpose was so, it felt to me it was so urgent and so important that I didn't really struggle with that. And it was just for me, it was a knowing that those who are ready will just appear and resonate. And truth be told, when I first started healing, I was very new at a healing center here, and my charges were like very high, and so it was actually frowned upon by the other practitioners because I only had like few months of experience, and I'm already asking for almost double of what the others were asking for, and but I wasn't bothered, so I just kept doing my work, and then more people just started coming, and I guess I would say I've never stopped working and meeting people from that day and more than 10 years ago. And that was when other people realized, in the industry, they started to realize, maybe we should also relook at how we are labeling our own worth and all that things. So that was how when I started out. So always frowned upon at first, but then now people are catching up also. For as long as we are truly honest with ourselves and we feel that, okay, this is what I'm worth for my time and my energy, those who would truly resonate with our energy will find their way to us. So just not to get disheartened when like sometimes we get like, some people might frown upon and say, oh, you're charging too much, and the biggest underlying conditioning that a lot of people feel, oh, if you're doing spiritual work, then it should be free. A lot of people think that consciously or otherwise. So that's one of the old beliefs in the from the age of Pisces. So what this implies actually is a deep sense of scarcity. If people expect things to be free, I think I once said the highest form of scarcity and victim energy is a sense of entitlement. Yeah, a lot of people at first they might come and challenge you and say, oh, if you're so-called helping people, then it should be free or it should not be so expensive. But not acknowledging that even teachers are humans and they need to feed themselves. What example is that if the teacher is constantly struggling and we can't talk about abundance to others if we ourselves are not in a state of abundance. And again, abundance is not just about no finances, but there are many other stages as well, like emotional abundance, self-love, feeling love, openness to love, mental abundance, freedom, peace of mind, and also of course physical freedom and all that. So there are many stages of abundance that I feel that as practitioners we do need to embody to some extent of all those different aspects of abundance before we can how to say share our work from a place of peace or from a place of centeredness. Because if we still have to deal with a lot of those struggles, then we can never give 100% what we're meant to give. So that was one of the early things that I really worked on to build. And what I find that yes, at first people will judge you and they will say things about you and all that, but at the end of the day, um, students or clients or even peers who respect your truth, those are the ones that will stay. And those are the ones that are fantastic to work with. You get results immediately because they respect you. So the energy exchange can be just like, you can give 100%, or even if you give 200%, your return will be equivalent to that. So you won't be burned out, and both of you will get the intended results very quickly. And it's amazing. Those type of working relationships are the best. So you may not get like hundreds and thousands of students, but like for me, what I really wanted always was quality and the fulfillment of that work, and to bring it deeper and deeper and deeper. Especially with alchemy, it's really not for the faint-hearted or for people who are not ready to be accountable for their own life to get out of the victim state. It's really, really not for them. So yeah. So it also depends on what type of people you want to work with. So we have to tune our energies to the type of clients that we want to resonate with. So for me, from the start, I think I was quite aware that I wanted to work with people who are ready to be empowered and not just say they want to be empowered, but then they want to be told what to do and basically want to be saved. So yeah. So my initial few years was basically removing those energies from myself and also removing those type of students and clients that are not really ready to go deep into their inner work.
Okay, so do you feel your purpose is to help others fulfill their destinies?
Okay, I would probably not say help others. I would say my purpose is to illustrate with my own life, to illustrate to others that there are many things that we can do, and you really can manifest the life of your dreams if you put in the work. Yeah. So back to discovering what was my purpose. It's something like very much what you've mentioned earlier. We first have to discover what is not our purpose. So my previous job, it was a very nice job, but it was still in kind of like metaphysics, but Chinese metaphysics, feng shui and all that. And we were dealing with more corporate clients, so it was quite glamorous. But after about 7 years, I realized that this there is more to it, and it's not what I want to continue doing, because I felt that what I wanted to find was deeper meaning in humanity, what it means to be human, or what it means to be a fulfilled human being, or what it means to be an effective human being. So that was when I actually quit that part of the job and just focused more on spiritual development for people. So instead of working with like companies, I started working more with humans, one on one and in small groups, and really just finding out who they are, and in the process helping them find out who they are themselves. And then it led to things like destiny and purpose and all that. So that everything gradually unfolded with each step. So it's not like I had this epiphany and this master plan that I needed to fulfill. It's not that way. It's just every step like something more is revealed, and so forth. So it does start with like trying out many different things and knowing what is not your purpose. So it really helps to narrow down and like streamline, help us streamline and really understand what really works for us and what really is not. Even though, so when I quit my previous job, a lot of people were like, "Oh, are you crazy? This is like everyone's dream job. There's you get to travel, you get to tell people what to do, and work with like really rich clients." And so on the surface, it's like a fantastic job. And why would you want to leave it? So people thought, and no one, even my previous company, I gave them 1 year's notice ahead of time. They said, I think I need to leave. And so hire someone else and I will train that person. No one believed me that I wanted to leave. Yeah, until 1 year later, I said, "Oh, my time is up. I need to go now." Like, really? And everyone was shocked. Huh? What? You weren't joking? I said, "No, I need to go. I need to do my thing."
You're like, no, I'm really going, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. So at first they were a bit like taken aback and I guess a bit upset because I was like managing a lot of things in that company. But but then it turned out fine, and I left. And obviously, the moment I let that go, so many other things opened up, and things I never imagined. Of course, I was also worried. It's like, oh, how am I going to make back the same amount of money by leaving this job? And and really there is no reassurance, and you just have to follow that feeling. And about it took me about 1 year later to or 2 years later, and I started making at least double of what I used to make. So that was no longer a problem. And now looking back, I realized, oh my god, I was making so little. Yeah, but at that time, from that perspective, it felt like it was already like a lot. It was great and all that. Yeah, so it's really hard to imagine our future destiny if we look from our current perspective where we are now. We just can't imagine it. So the best we can do is just take the next step, take the next step, take the next step, and forget about what 5 years is going to be like and all that. I mean, we can have a general idea of what we want. That's great, but we can never truly know what we are up for until we head towards it. So that's what I learned as well. We talk a lot about destiny, blah blah blah. It sounds so fantastic and grand, but it's really not. Destiny is really like waking up and showing up every single day until the magic happens. It's really a lot of hard work, and I really don't blame people from shying away, because it's not as fun as and easy as the storybooks making it out to be. You discover this treasure, or someone comes and like fairy godmother and then change your life. It's really not like that. You have to change your own life. You are your own fairy god, whatever. So and that is what self empowerment amounts to. You have to create your own magic, and eventually, step by step, shape reality around you until it becomes exactly what your heart desires, and that's alchemy. Yeah, that's alchemy. Alchemy made tangible. Oh my god! I hope all this makes sense to the listeners.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Uh,
So, how long would you say this process takes to kind of narrowing down what we like, what our passions are, and then taking those steps to fulfill our destiny?
for everyone, it's different. Yeah, some they are ready to make the leap of faith, and they can just quit their job and then jump into it. And I've seen like for example, this one student, uh, she is now she now does wire work, making jewelry, and I've really never seen anyone in, especially not in Malaysia or not in Asia, at that level of wire work expertise. It is mind blowing. Um, yeah, so and thinking back just about 6 years ago, she was from corporate as well, very structured, very rigid, and who would have thought? I mean, she herself would not have thought that she had this, I don't know, artistic abilities and all that, because it was never in her past experience. So it only came about when she started dabbling, trying, and one day it just happened, and she realized, oh my god, I'm damn good at this, and I'm going to keep working on this, practice, and also attend like workshops. So she has done a lot of like retreats, attended retreats to really hone her craft. So the other thing about destiny that people don't really talk about is we need to put in extra effort to hone our craft. um, like even becoming a yoga teacher is not like overnight. It takes and not just like 200 or 300 hours and all that personal development and realizations on the mat, right? So all the emotions to work through, so all that is really really hard work. But when you get there, when you're sitting alone in your space of destiny, I feel like, oh, it was totally worth everything.
So, you seem to have your life pretty put together, like you have a lot figured out at this point. But we always have challenges that we're working through and ways that we can grow. If you can imagine your future self 10 years from now, looking back at you in this moment, and your future self could give you one piece of advice, what do you think he would say to you?
Mm, yes, I think there's one thing my future self would say. Still, don't worry so much about. Yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. Do your best and then move on. Because there's still certain days where you're going to worry about the small stuff like um, whether I'm going to get my money back or not, or things like that. But it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. The rest of it, like I used to have to remind myself, oh, you must enjoy the process more. If there's no enjoyment, then it's just um, control. It's about control. So letting go of control, enjoying the process more, and the energy will speak for itself. Yeah.
What tool or practice do you find the most effective for you in helping you come back to a state of alignment and centeredness?
Oh, okay. Like recent years, I've actually been using yoga a lot to process and to transmute whatever tension or stress that is arising. So I basically just do a good session of like 45 minutes or 1 hour of yoga. I know it sounds very cliche, but yoga is like active alchemy. Like you're churning the chakras or churning the energy field until it becomes purified, or shall we say like clarified butter. It becomes ghee. Yeah, so that has really helped me a lot. But I've only started yoga about less than 2.5 years. Yeah, so I'm quite new to it, but I guess my understanding of it. So there reached a certain point 3 years ago where I knew that in order to go deeper into myself, into my personal alchemy, I had to do body work or learn yoga. So when I first started it 3 years ago, I felt it really helped me break through a lot of those spiritual understanding and all that so-called esoteric secrets. Actually, there are no secrets. Everything is within the body, within our energy field, within this karmic construct. Yeah. So yoga, I still recommend that to everyone, but doing it with full presence and not just doing it like to lose weight or to have some no external result, but really to go into the body and to see what is arising and allow whatever that's arising to be purified and released. Yeah, so that has really, really, really helped me a lot in especially the last 2 years to have those like big breakthroughs. Yes.
Yes, yoga is transformative on so many levels. I remember the first time I took a yoga class at a community college over 10 years ago. I was lying in Shavasana and I just came to this realization that no matter what was going on around me or in my life, that everything was always going to be okay. It brought me this deep sense of peace and centeredness that I find very reassuring. And I can usually come back to that place every time that I practice yoga. So let's talk about this time of sheltering in place. It's really difficult for a lot of people. And I wanted to ask you, what do you feel this time of quarantine is for?
I feel now is the best time for self-reflection, meaning bringing all our energies and attention back to ourselves, back to the basic questions like who am I? Again, like what are my strengths and weaknesses, and are they still relevant or not? What do I need to adapt? What aspects of myself do I need to transform to meet this new normal? What's happening now to adapt. So in a way, although things are very chaotic and confusing on the outside right now, it is sort of pushing us to evolve within ourselves, to grow, to become more self-empowered. Yeah, yeah. I know it's to many people it might sound very strange to say, but I've been saying this for the last 1 month. This is truly a gift that is forcing us to just stay put, so we don't have anywhere else to run off and escape and go into that state of denial anymore. We just have to stay put and really look at who am I becoming, and what do I need to do to push myself, bring myself to the next level. So all this is part of the Earth's evolutionary process. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm personally really enjoying quarantine time. I'm a flight attendant, and, with the decrease in travel lately, I've been on leave for the last few weeks, and I'll be on leave until August. So I have all this time to just explore all of these things that I've been wanting to do and to read about and to learn. And it's just been so nice to have time to slow down and not to be living out of a suitcase and just traveling, every week. I've taken up so many new hobbies. I started playing the ukulele. I started learning about tarot cards and drawing a tarot card every day. I'm taking a crystal healing course online. I'm taking a singing course, and I've started like a little balcony garden, and it's been so cool just to watch plants grow, which sounds so simple, but it's like the most satisfying thing right now.
Yeah. There are many out there who are kind of like prepared, like yourself. So only those who are like fairly prepared actually can say that we are enjoying this time, because if not, it will be so stressful and horrific. But again, now is really the best time to not just rediscover who we are and rediscover what matters, but also to reinvent ourselves. Yeah, to reinvent, to become more effective, more efficient, and also more relevant to what the coming days would require from us. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite tools right now that's really helping me to develop my intuition is drawing a tarot card a day. I find that it just helps me to start my day off on the right track and give me a kind of like a theme or an intention to guide me through that day. Do you work with tarot cards at all?
Yes, I also used to teach tarot workshops. I use it. Yeah, I use it a lot as well. The major arcana is actually based on the whole sequence of the alchemy process, transforming from the fool, the ignorant fool, going through all the magician and all that until you come up to the world. So the world represents that full amalgamation and assimilation of the four elements, and also male and female fully balanced, and then you are so-called enlightened or liberated or alchemized, and then you are free from all the conditions and trappings of this world. I think one of the biggest misconception people have about tarot is about that it's fortune telling, or it's to tell you your future, which is totally not the case. It's to tell you, to help you discover who you are. Yeah, so tarot. Don't get me started on tarot. I'll start rambling on again.
Do you plan on teaching any tarot workshops?
I would love to, but probably next year. Yeah, too many things in the pipeline.
Okay, so back to the quarantine. When do you think shelter in place will be lifted?
Well, also for different countries, it will be different. So it really depends. And now, for every country, it's going through slightly different purification. So depending on the history of the place and all that karmic stuff that's being released. No idea. I just know that probably in Malaysia it will be much sooner than in other countries. Yeah. So it is really hard to say. It depends on how fast each individual embrace their lessons. I would say so collectively for each country. How fast the purification can move through the people and its land, and then it will be over after that. Because there are certain countries that are a bit more resistant, or much more to work through, more to purify, so they would require more time. Yeah.
So the US might need a little bit of extra time.
And also, to be fair, because US is huge, yeah, so more people involved, more land involved, so probably more time required as well for the energies to work through. Yeah.
So I like to offer our listeners a practical tool that they can use to either feel more grounded and more inspired, or to help them learn about themselves. And I really enjoyed the grounding meditation that you led us through in the New Moon Circle yesterday. Would you be willing to share that with our listeners?
Yeah. Let's do that. Good idea. Thank you for remembering that. Yeah. Okay. So let's begin. So, preferably seated on a chair where you can have your feet on the ground. If not, that's fine. So let's say you're seated on a chair, feet on the ground, palms apart, but facing upwards. So you can rest your palms on your knees. Relax the shoulders, and for those who can, just sitting up straight, straighten the back, and just coming into the breath. It's coming into the in breath and the out breath. Slowly moving all our attention coming in to the breathing. With every in breath, just drawing back all our energies into our energy field. With every out breath, just letting go of any energies or imprints that don't belong to us. Just let it go. So that will be every in breath, we're drawing in, every out breath, letting go. And now just imagine a stream of light from above, from the stars, from the cosmos, flowing down into the crown chakra, the top of the head. Just visualize, and as you breathe in, just drawing in the light into the head space. Just feeling the skull the brain lighting up, the face, the eyes, the ears lighting up. Slowly moving down to the throat, the shoulders, all lighting up. And remember to breathe, bringing the light down to the heart, the lungs, lighting up. Moving down to the solar plexus, down to the navel, and lighting up. And now bringing awareness through the spine, from the top of the head, down the spine, feeling the entire spine slowly lighting up, lighting up, lighting up. And going all the way down to the pelvic bone, the pelvic space, through the navel, all lighting up. And just taking a moment to breathe, bringing all the energies down into the navel. And if you like, you can place one hand over the navel, doesn't matter which hand, just to help anchor the energies into the navel. And bringing the light down further through the legs, through the femur, the thigh bones, through the knees and the kneecap, all lighting up. Moving down to the feet. And if you wish, you can imagine your feet transforming into roots of a tree. Roots of a tree growing into the earth, sending the light down into the earth, into the ground. It's going deeper, 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 moving through all the layers of soil, stone, minerals, crystals, reaching all the way into the center of the earth. The beautiful core, the matrix of the earth. And just reaching in, connecting with the earth, and taking a breath here. Very good. And with your next in-breath, as you breathe in, is gently drawing up, drawing up, drawing up the earth's energies, coming up to the feet, all the way up into the navel. As you breathe in, drawing up the earth's energies, as you breathe out, just relax. So feeling the energies from the earth rising up, gathering in the navel, which is the reservoir of energy, life force. And just a bit more to go. Just breathe. Bringing the energies up to the heart now, all the way up to the heart. As always, imagining the heart chakra opening like a beautiful lotus flower, opening. And light starting to emerge from the heart chakra, the lotus flower. And knowing that this heart chakra contains not just the heart energy, but the earth's energy and also the cosmic energy flowing down from above. Meeting at the heart and radiating outwards into your energy field. A beautiful bubble of light around you. It can be any color, but I usually see it as gold, green, sometimes a little bit of pink energy from the earth. So just taking a moment, allowing your energy field to be fully filled with this light, allowing all heaviness, all density around you to evaporate, to be fully transmuted, uplifted. And taking a few deep breaths until you feel that you're getting a sense that your entire energy field is bright, beautiful, radiant, healthy, and you're ready to come back. Coming back to your in breaths, taking a few deep breaths, slightly deeper than usual, and just calling your awareness back, coming back, coming back, coming back into your conscious mind. And you feel you're ready, slowly open your eye.
That was beautiful.
All right. That was nice. That's always nice to go through that, even for myself.
Do you visualize and go through the experience while you're guiding the meditation?
Yes, yes, always. So, so I can hold the energy, like hold the intention for everyone else as well. So it's easier when we do it together.
Thank you so much. I think it'll be really great to have this recording for the listeners so they can come back to it whenever they need it. And I'll also just make it a separate recording itself and put it on my Patreon page so people can access just the meditation piece.
No, I think it's actually a fantastic idea to get it recorded. So like if anyone asks me in the future, I can just like point them to listen to this podcast. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, thank you.
So as we begin to wrap up here, I have one last question for you. Okay, if our civilization was destroyed for some reason and the next generation had to start over from scratch, what piece of advice would you give to the next civilization?
Oh, big one. Ah, okay. Starting from scratch is an opportunity. It is not a punishment. I think a lot of people will feel that it's a bad thing, but starting from scratch is always a new opportunity. And it's not true. We never start from like zero again, because why? We have the experience of all that we've gone through. So just taking some time to sort out what we've gone through and find the lessons from there, and really learning to do better the next time. So I would say embrace the opportunity for a restart, start afresh, and do it better this time as best of your knowledge. You know, there is a very famous saying: when you know better, you do better. So yeah, it's just a very good opportunity that is given to us to reinvent ourselves so that we can recreate whatever that was not working before this, and really make it more meaningful, more efficient, and make it work this time. Yeah, to serve all layers, not just for money, but also for our personal growth and personal fulfillment. And if it helps other people, that is even better.
Awesome. Well, Sherwin, if people want to learn more about you or maybe take one of your workshops or classes, what's the best way that people can connect?
Most of my writings are actually on Facebook. I write quite often, like almost once a day. So do connect with me over Facebook. Um, my website is not up to date, unfortunately. I was meaning to update it, and then the virus happened, so everything is put on hold. So I'm most active on Facebook, either my personal account, or we also have facebook.com/, House of Kite. So all our events are listed there as well. Yeah, so Facebook will be the best bet for me right now.
Okay. And do you have any big events or workshops coming up?
I guess the next big thing is we're going back to Egypt, hopefully, in the end of September. So this will be my third group. We already have um, like quite a small group ready to go. So I'm just hoping that by September, we can fly again, and it'll be safe to go there. But I have a good feeling about it. So yeah, so the Egypt Sacred Journey would be my next big thing. Everything else is still um, evolving as the days unfold. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Sherwin, for being so generous with your time and for sharing so much goodness with us today. I think people are going to get a lot out of this episode. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Boo, 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 boo. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that episode with Sherwin. I will have all of his information in the show notes page. And if you're not sure where to find the show notes, basically you just go to rainbowsarecircles.com and click on the podcast tab, and then you can see a list of all of the episodes and just click on the episode that you want to view the show notes for. And on the show notes, you can learn a little bit more about the guests that I'm speaking with that week. You can find information on how to connect with them. If they are offering a discount for one of their services, that information will also be in the show notes. Not every guest does that, but sometimes they do, and it's always a nice little bonus. I also wanted to mention that I've been sharing some yoga and meditation videos online, which you can find on my website, reinvent.com, and also on my YouTube channel, which is under the name, yes, you guessed it, Rainbows Are Circles. That's about it. If you'd like to support Rainbows Are Circles, if you're enjoying these episodes, please subscribe to the show, maybe leave a rating or review for the podcast. And if you'd like to be a supporter on Patreon by donating $1 a month to support the show, that would be greatly appreciated. You'll also get some exclusive content as a Patreon supporter about once a month. And you can just go to patreon.com/rainbowsarecircles. Next week, we are speaking with Michael Arterberry, an amazing, super inspiring motivational speaker. And he's going to be talking to us about how we can turn the challenges that we've gone through in our lives, how to turn those into something that is powerful and productive and that makes our lives better instead of bringing us down. He also shares some thoughts and inspirational words about what's happening right now in terms of racial inequality and just the turmoil and the very emotionally charged period of time that we're experiencing right now as a society and as a human civilization. So I'm really looking forward to sharing his perspective with you. So until next time, have a magical day. Bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, bam. Wow, 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 wow. Rainbows are circles.